Hey everyone, welcome to the cast. I am JRT and we're back here for another night of ESEA Advanced Season 29 action. Tonight we have iNTACT Esports up against the legacy of JeNume. iNTACT Esports, as you guys may well be aware, were 16-0 in the regular season last season and 5-0 in the playoffs. The elusive undefeated season. I don't think any other team has done it before. iNTACT probably the first ones, and they were led by Turismo in the playoffs. He had an ADR of 94, 242 frags, and a 1.44 KDR, and he's going to probably carry that over into this season here. Starting lineups for both teams, we have Churm, CMX, Quick, Lowrider, and Niche for Legacy of JeNume. Over on iNTACT, Shakezilla, Turismo, Nox, Optimus, and Swan. So just a note for those of you who aren't aware, Legacy of JeNume had a huge roster shakeup since last season. 4 players are pretty much brand new, but they are not strangers to playing with each other. CMX, Lowrider, and Quick were actually all together on Fake Out Nation. And this is going back a couple of seasons, guys, but if you recall, Fake Out Nation was in a bit of a controversy when they decided to lose a specific number of rounds to avoid playing Bravado, who at the time were an ESEA main. Everyone knew they were a pro team. Now they're in MDL, but suffice to say, because they decided not to win a certain amount of rounds in their final match of the season, ESEA banned them for 140 days. Say what you will about the decision, whatever the case may be. I'm just telling you guys the facts. It's good to see them back in action, though, here in Season 29. They're joined by Niche, who's the only one who played with Legacy of JeNume in the last match of last season. A season that only went 6-10 after Legacy of JeNume was quite dominant in May. Had double-digit victories in 3 seasons in a row. But here we go. Action starting here in the first round. First frag going to Legacy of JeNume. Lowrider taking a bunch of damage in the engagement, though. And he's down to 6 HP. Not sure if did I get to the starting lineup for iNTACT? I'm pretty sure I did. But in any case, you have Shake, Turismo, Nox, Optimus, and Swan. These guys were all solid in the playoffs. Average age of 20. A little older on Legacy of JeNume. Average age of 23 years old as Lowrider engaging there. Over around B. That's where iNTACT's coming on in. Got in without losing another member. And it looks like Legacy of JeNume just going to go for the retake here. Here comes Quick and try and engage with Turismo. And Turismo just dancing around his bullets. Only got hit once. Both of them having trouble connecting. Quick flicks to the head of Swan as he comes down banana. Optimus gets a quick trade, and then Nox comes out with one on terms. Back and forth between both of these teams here in this pistol round. We have a 2v2. The bomb is implanted, but Lowrider comes out there from Coffins, gets Optimus. Now it's up to Turismo to peek around, trying to get CMX, and he does. Turismo coming out, trying to find Lowrider as well, preventing him from getting the defusal, and Lowrider's the one down to 6 HP. Turismo to the rescue. As mentioned, picking up where he left off at the end of last season, he gets 2 in the round, 1-0 in favor of iNTACT Esports. So good start for them. A little bit of drama inside of, I should say, during the off season for iNTACT. They were hoping to get that invite to the MDL relegation matches. Unfortunately, ESEA decided that they would not. There's a big post, I think it's by Shakezilla, about why ESEA wouldn't do it. Basically, they didn't want teams to go from main, or try to go from main to MDL. I don't know. I can see it from both perspectives. I'm probably not going to mention it after this first match here, because I think it's just got to spin it as a positive for iNTACT. They got another season to hone their skills in Advanced and probably prove themselves to be as effective as they believe they are. But I've personally seen iNTACT beat pretty high-tier MDL teams. Here they come into B site. UMP 45, 2 8Ks, 2 Mac 10s. Turismo and Nox get the opening frags over on Lowrider and Niche. Force up here for Legacy of JeNume. With the pistols, a Deagle, CZ, and a 5.7. Turismo walking into CT spawn. And looks like Legacy of JeNume just going to try to go for some exit frags here. They're not really engaging with the bomb site. Terms. Going to get a nice headshot over on Optimus, so gun down there for JeNume to try and pick up, but they're going to have to get 2 more frags at least to get those. Turismo whiffing a little bit over on CMX, but does recover to find the frag. Swan helps out with the AK frag on Quick, but Churm's doing the damage on Shake. So at least a couple of frags here for LOJ before they go down, and Turismo gets the final frag in the eco round for JeNume. So they're going to have one more full eco this time around. Only pistols, only USPs, more than likely. Very little utility, if any at all. There's the flashbang for Quick. And we're going to get going here. Career stats. We'll start with the veterans for both squads. Turismo, 171 games played, 3,346 frags. I mean, it's kind of an irrelevant stat, but in any case, because they're over so many different leagues. But 1.14 KDR and an ADR of 84.4 for him on his career. Turismo going to find Niche. Optimus takes down Terms, and iNTACT pretty much playing this as you would expect. Quick finds one, quickly traded out though by Swan. And that leaves only CMX, but not for long, and that's going to be that. iNTACT going to come out with the 3-0 lead. But as I was saying, Turismo, the veteran for his squad, over on Legacy of JeNume. That title goes to Lowrider, very closely followed by Quick, but Lowrider 157 games played and Quick at 156. KDR for Lowrider on his career 1.21 and an 84.9 ADR. Actually, all of the players in this match tonight have really good career ADRs. The lowest I can see here is for Quick at 73.6. Everyone else above 76 ADR. So that's still really good considering how many games these guys have under their belts. Fourth round of action. First full buy here for Legacy of JeNume. Looks like Shake's going to actually stick with the UMP 45. 3 AKs and an op round out the buy here for iNTACT. 4 M4A4s and M4A1S for Legacy of JeNume. So not enough money to buy that AWP just yet, but I'm sure they want to see it up and running towards either mid or banana as soon as possible here. Terms. Going ahead, gonna throw that smoke into apartments as Shake walks out into B site, gets a double kill spray down from the UMP 45. That's harder than it looks, folks. So Shake gonna get the 2K, walking into B. That clears out the site all by his lonesome. And Term, CMX, and Quick, knowing that their economy is not doing too well, probably gonna go for the 3-man save here. They want to bring those M4A4s into the next round. As you can see, pretty much broke. They will have the loss bonus of 2,900 in the next round. So they can probably force up FAMAS's, or more than likely UMP 45s, to get that utility and armor. Checking out the chat here quickly. Joltify, nice stats, man. Well stated. Oh, thank you very much, Joltify. I do like to make sure I know everything as much as possible about the players in any match that I cast. Will with the meme coming in. Easy farm is expected from Shakesala, of course. 4-0 for iNTACT, though, after all is said and done here. Heading into round number 5, guys. Checking out the scoreboard here. Turismo leading the way, 6-1. Optimus not far behind at 4-3. Speaking of Optimus, actually the leader in terms of ADR on the squad for his career at 84.7. And almost the least amount of games played to get to that ADR. That's 66 for him. Noxio is close behind at 65. The difference between Noxio and Optimus is that Optimus has 3 main seasons under his belt, whereas Noxio has only 1, and that was last season. So Noxio was a rookie in main last season. He's a rookie in Advanced this season, but that's not saying much since Advanced is only 2 seasons old. But, you know, regardless, you know, he had a pretty rough start, I would say Noxio did, in terms of stats, as Swan gets the opening frag here over on Niche at Banana. But he picked up his game, especially heading into the playoffs and in the playoffs. Didn't light a fire under his team's feet by any means, but had really good impact frags, which is always important. You can't always look at the total amount of frags. And so far, 2-1. So doing all right. By the way, guys, this season, iNTACT has picked up a coach as Swan gets his second of the round over on Quick. CMX going to find one on Turismo. So finally a response here by Legacy of JeNume. 4v3. And Swan's pretty lit at 15 HP. But as I was saying, Rich, the coach for iNTACT, that's a new addition to the squad for Season 29. And over on Legacy of JeNume, the coach is Bowman. And he is actually part of the... sorry, I keep forgetting the name of Fake Out Nation. Squad. Optimus going to find a double kill spray transfer. That's very nice. 3v1, leaving only Lowrider. That's the bomb going to get planted here by Swan. Smoke thrown there for Arch side as Lowrider trying to creep around apartments. I believe he's going to try and get some frags here. Take some money out of the hands of iNTACT, but it's just not going to happen. Shake from B site going to get him, and that's going to be that 5-0 in favor of iNTACT. So looking at the economy of Legacy of JeNume, going to see a pistol armor buy up in this round as they're going to save for the full buy, as they have $3,400 in their banks as long as they keep losing rounds. I'm sure that's not what they want to happen, but that's how it stands at the moment. A CZ, 2 5.7s, a P250, and a Deagle for Cherms. Over on iNTACT, they picked up an M4A4 off the ground. That's Shake that has that. 3 AKs and the AWP for the one and only Swan, who was by far the best opper in ESEA main. I'm not sure if he can still hold that title in advance, because there are a lot of high caliber teams, perhaps closer, as close to MDL as iNTACT is. So it's Quick, wow, Quick with a double kill with the CZ over on Nox and Shake. It's a great start here for Legacy of JeNume. 5v3. Niche gonna get a third here. Yeah, no, actually, just gets taken out by Swan. It wasn't even the player he was shooting at that fragged him. Turismo comes out from the flank, gets Lowrider as well. And iNTACT bamboozling Legacy of JeNume there on the entry into the B site. A little bit of luck and a little bit of skill helping them out there. Cherms coming up from Banana. He's going to get Optimus. Swan burns Quick alive, though. Swan getting the frags in every single way so far in the match. Swan and Turismo stacked up here at the back of the site. Ooh, Swan goes down immediately to Cherms. That's a great shot from him. Turismo very late. Could be an easy trade, but Turismo with the spray transfer. Perfect spray control and a perfect transfer. Who would have expected that? He was up against 170 HP, only had 8, I believe, in the bank, and he gets it. iNTACT 6. Legacy of JeNume nothing. Just when I thought JeNume would get on the board, not to be. 7th round of action, and still that goose egg remains. It was a great pistol armor buy round. Not to take anything away from Legacy of JeNume. They did a great job pulling that off, but they just could not seal the deal. They do have their full buy now, but Optimus takes a gun out of their hands in the first 10 seconds of the round. Lowrider going down over at Banana. Niche does trade it out. So we're even Steven 4v4 here. Cherms waiting to greet a few iNTACT members over at the A side. Is Quick finds the off frag on Nox. There's Cherms, as mentioned, getting Turismo. So here we go. 2v4 again. Legacy of JeNume with the 2-man advantage. Now a 3-man advantage as Shake goes down immediately while he tried to creep through Arch. So good positioning by CMX, playing deep towards CT spawn. Having a good angle on Arch side. Swan, the last one standing. And we've seen him do it before. Does he have it in him in this round? 48 seconds left and he has the bomb on his back. Just checking out the money situation. It's pretty good. A lot of money, of course, that Swan is carrying in his hands and on his back. But I'm pretty sure he's going to go for this one. 34 seconds remaining. 1 in pit. And 1 playing default on the A side. Only 2 members to frag here for him before taking control of A. Looking around, gets 1. That's a great shot for him over on Cherms. Knows that Quick is probably over in pit, but cannot get the flashbang off in time. Quick does indeed get the frag. And there it is. Legacy of JeNume going to win their buy round. And that's actually pretty meaningful that they, of course, got 4 frags in the previous round on their eco and then win, of course, on their full buy. That means iNTACT's economy not going to be as strong if they lose this round. So you see Optimus down to 350, Nox down to 1400. You still have a couple of them. You see a Shake and Turismo above the 4K mark, but it would have been a lot better had they not lost so many on that eco round for Legacy. Double op setup coming in for Legacy of JeNume. Not uncommon on Inferno. You're going to have Quick watching mid and Lowrider likely over at Banana. He's backed off already. A little bit of utility there. I think that iNTACT threw a molly to force JeNume to think twice about pushing up Banana. Not a bad play. I'm trying to peek out here. Not sure why they're doing the 3-man peek. Optimus going to get 1, maybe more. Legacy of JeNume exposing themselves over at the B site a little too much. And Optimus takes advantage of it. 6-1 so far the score. We're in round number 8 and Swan's going to go out and try to get a frag here, but Quick wins the op duel again against Swan. So he's having the last word over the past 2 rounds. 4v4 once more, HP advantage in the favor of JeNume. CMX throwing that flashbang over to make sure anyone coming from truck side doesn't have much of a view on anything, but no one's actually there. iNTACT leaning towards the B site. All 4 members up banana. It's not a bad play either. Lowrider's the only one there. He's watching from CT, and there comes that smoke. They're going to try and get the boost over the smoke, which could do a lot of damage, but Nox waiting for it. What a heads-up play by Nox, looking up over that smoke, making sure no one gets a jump on them. Lowrider creeping around, but they smoke off coffins as well. Excellent use of utility here by iNTACT, and the molly comes out to force Lowrider back a little bit longer, giving that bomb a few more seconds to tick away without Legacy of JeNume getting bomb site control. Lowrider, Quick, and CMX all huddled up towards construction. They're going to get flashbang. Look at this push here by Optimus it was. He was trying to get the jump on Quick, who was full blind, but luckily for him, CMX was able to recover and get the frag. So ends up being a 3v3, but I think we still have one chasing here, and that is Shake. He's looking around to see if anyone's going to come out here. It looks like Legacy of JeNume is going to save those guns. Almost Optimus taking a couple of ops out of their hands. That would have been extremely costly. Almost 10k would have been gone like that, but it didn't happen thanks to CMX. So regardless, iNTACT do pick up their 7th round victory, 7-1, heading into round number 9. Legacy of JeNume. Economy reset, but they did save 3 guns from the previous round, so that's enough to get going here and try to force up some weaponry. They lose one quickly, though. Swan does win the duel of the ops this time around as Quick falls. Turismo over around Boiler. He's going to engage with CMX very shortly. CMX, oh no, not even checking Boiler, just wanted that gun. Got tunnel vision and it paid. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but it cost him. Shake, who goes down but gets one from the grave. Burning Niche alive. Swan finds another one over on Churms. That's 2 for him. And Lowrider the last one standing. So iNTACT picking apart the defense of JeNume in this round once more. Bomb gonna get planted over on A. Lowrider, likely going to try and save the op. Ooh, turned away probably at the wrong time there. He could have had a frag. But thinking more about escaping than getting those frags for the time being anyway. Not forgetting, guys, that 3 of these players that were on Fake Out Nation, CMX, Lowrider, and Quick, haven't played for a full season. Lowrider does find 1 there on Nox, but Optimus gets the immediate trade, and that's going to be that. iNTACT already securing the half with that 8th round victory. In terms of ADR lead over on Legacy of JeNume, that belongs to Churms over his career, 87.5 ADR, but Churms is one of the only players playing tonight who has no experience in ESEA main. That's rare to see someone who has not played main at all to make the jump to advanced. Doesn't mean he's not up to the task, of course, just saying that usually you see the experience there before they make that jump. And he is doing pretty well for himself. He's in 2nd with 7 and 8, Quick 8 and 6 in 1st. See Lowrider, CMX, and Niche all below that 500 mark, only 8 frags combined. Some flashbangs being thrown here. See a 4-man stack for Legacy of JeNume over on the B site in the lurk in the form of Quick over at Apartments. Not so much a lurk, just trying to defend that A site and make sure they don't. iNTACT doesn't overwhelm it without them knowing. Here comes Turismo, walks in, checks on top of the yellow boxes and says, you know what, I'm just going to get 3 frags over on this eco round. Maybe 4. Swan kind of stole that one from Turismo. But in any case, Swan gets that frag. Quick, the last one standing here for Legacy of JeNume. And of course, he was over at the A site. B completely clear. And no surprises here on this save round for Legacy of JeNume. Turismo going to get the final one there. 4 on the round. I just took a peek over at chat, and what else do I see but I lick the door handles of parked cars. That's from Obi. Hey, Obi. How's it going? Oh, man. Twitch chat is literally the best. 9-1 in favor of iNTACT. 11th round of play here, guys, and JeNume going to have to get some rounds on the board and soon. That said, last night when the match I casted, Rectify up against, what was it, Reload Focus. Rectify was down 9-3. Had one critical round victory to make it 9-4, and then they cruised along to tie it up 9-9. That one ended up going to OT. It was pretty back and forth, pretty even matchup, but still, I guess my point is that you never know what's going to happen, and that's what makes Counter-Strike so amazing and so awesome to watch. 118 remaining on the clock here. Swan already down to 62 HP. I think that was a nade that connected on him. Lowrider and Niche guarding over on the B site. Full rifle buy up here for Legacy of JeNume. iNTACT walking into the B site. I thought that Niche was going to get a couple of frags there, but he could not pull it off. Luckily for him, Lowrider was there to recover and get a couple, but then Swan responds to even it out again at 3v3. Bomb going to get planted here. Some good damage done by Lowrider. CMX and Churm's going to come over from CT. Quick's already there, inside of construction, headed towards Coffin. Shake's boosted up on top of the box, is a little bit exposed. If Quick turns the corner and stares towards those back boxes. Quick now flashbanged. Swan finds one on Churms. Optimus gets CMX, and because of all that chaos, Quick could not turn to the right, had to check out what was going on in the main bomb site, and Shake takes advantage of it, gets the frag, and that'll be that. iNTACT hit double-digit round victory territory, 10-1 in their favor. And looking at the scoreboard, well, I mean, it does tell the story. Only one member of Legacy JeNume at 500. That's Quick at 8-8. Everyone else below the 500 mark. Looking at iNTACT, Turismo, 15-4. What did I tell you guys before the match? Turismo dominant in the playoffs, and he's carrying it over here. Well above 90 ADR, more than likely in this match. Swan in second, 13-4. And then you have Optimus, 10-7, third place. But it's pretty much the Turismo and Swan show so far. 5v4. Optimus actually went down right away there. That was against Niche. Good start here for Legacy of JeNume. Couple of Deagles, CZ, and 2 PT-50s, so something they could do here. There is a second one. Churms finds Turismo. Shake finally responds, but it's a 4v3 here. They do have the rifles, but CMX has now made it a little more even as he ran up to pick that AK. Pick up that AK, excuse me. Shake creeping his way up arch side. He's going to catch Niche off the wall. There it is. Shake flicks around and finds CMX as well, so the AK threat is gone. Shake with the 2K, 3 on the round, and Nox going to find Quick creeping around truck side. That leaves only Lowrider, and he's all the way over at B. So iNTACT going to get the bomb plant, and Shakezilla wrestling control of the round out of the hands of Legacy of JeNume. Lowrider going to be able to pick up an AK, so at least saving himself $2,700 in that next round. Or I should say $3,300, since he would have to buy the M4. And Lowrider going to creep around over at B and just hang out. So saving the AK here. As iNTACT going to pick up their 11th round victory, 11-1 in their favor. No issue so far on Inferno for them. So yeah, I think I mentioned earlier on in the cast, but in case I didn't, Legacy JeNume finished 6-10 in Season 28, and that's why we saw so many changes to their roster. And you kind of have to be a little bit patient, of course, since a lot of these guys are playing with each other for the first time. That's Terms and Niche playing with Lowrider. CMX and Quick. Optimus going to walk in. He gets Niche and another. That's 2 for him. Lowrider finding Shake. It's a 4v3 now. But yeah, for sure there's going to be an adjustment period. But definitely a squad that has potential to be pretty dominant in Advanced. Just not seeing it as of yet. Swan. Through that flashbang. Doesn't do much to Lowrider, who takes advantage of it. Almost getting that frag over on Optimus, but CMX is the one to the rescue with the M4A4. 2 frags there over on iNTACT. So we have a 3v2 and a good nade thrown to do damage to both Turismo and Swan. Swan had to make a choice now. Do they back off? Do they go for it? Oh man, Swan was waiting in the corner, perhaps for an opportunity, and he could not get anything done. Lowrider finds him and takes him down. Turismo gets 1 before backing off, so at least now he's made this a 2v1, and Legacy of JeNume is forced to split up. Terms does spot Turismo, and Turismo does the same, but a great backing, just backing down, or I should say backing off. Terms finds Turismo with the fadeaway headshot. 11-2. In favor of iNTACT. Legacy of JeNume are indeed on the board after losing quite a few in a row. Only 2 rounds remain in this half. I would say 11-4 is probably what Legacy of JeNume wants to see. Or you let iNTACT get 12, even 13, and this one could be over rather quickly. Swan checking out what's going on around mid. Smoke going to be thrown there to block his vision, but not the best smoke. A little bit of a gap on the right side. Cherms throwing that smoke over in apartments as Legacy of JeNume just bunkering up here. Getting ready for iNTACT to engage with them, but iNTACT taking their time. Not rushing into anything in this round. Yep, 3 fake-up players. I can't see your name because it's highlighted in yellow. Stripper, there we go. Yep, 3 fake-up players are in this match. Well, actually 4 if you consider Bowman. He's the coach. Cherms going to take out Nox. 5v4 here. So another good start for Legacy of JeNume. There's Quick, gets Shake. 5v3. Turismo, Optimus, and Swan still standing. Lowrider could get Turismo, and Turismo does not check his corner over at Arch, and Lowrider finds him. So Legacy of JeNume finding some legs here. Perhaps a 3rd round victory on the way. Swan, ooh, it's going to be tough for him. He's going to face off against both Lowrider and Quick if he turns this corner. Thinks the better of it, knowing that 2 of his teammates have already been taken down from Arch side. Optimus gonna get CMX. Doesn't get anything else though. Terms finds him, and then Lowrider finds Swan trying to creep around truck side, and that's a Legacy of JeNume do indeed string together 2 consecutive round victories, but iNTACT having built up so much economy, they're gonna be on another full buy up here. No issues in the last round of this first half. Legacy of JeNume trying to salvage what they can here and make this an 11-4 scoreline. They're running 3 M4s, an AK, and an AWP. Over on iNTACT, you have 4 AKs and an AWP. Quick and Swan have been going at it all match long. I'd say Swan has been winning the engagements more often than not. iNTACT stacked up towards Banana now. Turismo at the head of his team leading the charge. Lowrider fires a few shots for good measure through the smoke, giving away his position and letting Turismo move up, making sure he's cautious. Good flashbang thrown there by Niche. He's going to follow it up with a molly, so that forces iNTACT to come out here. Niche gets tagged through the smoke heavily. Turismo finds Lowrider and then flicks through the smoke, gets Niche as well. Turismo with the entry frags, clearing the way for the bomb plan, and Legacy of JeNume again on their toes. I am not sure they have successfully... No, they have not defended bomb site B successfully once in this match. Swan going to find Cherms. That leaves only CMX, and Quick. but gonna get fragged by Turismo. Good headshot from him, and Turismo, why not? With the 4K in the final round of the first half, iNTACT do indeed get their 12th round victory, 12-3 in their favor. And it's gonna be a very, very important pistol round for Legacy of JeNume. If they lose that one, iNTACT will almost certainly get to 15, and then they'll have to win out just to force overtime. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the cast so far. I am JRT, and if you would like to support me, and I of course really appreciate that, head on over to my Twitter and follow me at JRTTV with 2 E's at the end. That is in the top left-hand corner of your screen. So, I mean, pretty much dominance by iNTACT throughout that first half, except for 2 out of the last 3 rounds where I think Legacy of JeNume really started to get things going. iNTACT was trying to hit that A site, and they kept running into a wall. So they went back to Old Faithful, Bomb Site B, which had not let them down the entire match. And as you saw, Turismo cleared things out with that 4K. Hey, Crackshot, how's it going? You still casting or focusing on coaching? Appreciate the support, man. Man, what are you guys talking about in chat? I don't even know. I'm trying to pick it up, but ooh, some craziness. Waiting for the second half to start. Likely Legacy of JeNume just want to talk things over and make sure that they head into the second half with the right idea for their pistol round strat. Back to the stats here. Turismo on his career, 240 rounds with 3 frags or more, 2 aces. But the ace lead actually goes to Shakezilla. 6 aces on his career. And that's over 130 games. Just to show you guys how rare aces actually are and how much we should really appreciate them, especially when we see them at the highest level of play. But here we go, second half of action going to get underway. iNTACT Esports up against Legacy of JeNume, the first match for both of these teams, and both of them actually going to be playing their second match tomorrow. We'll see who comes out with the 1-0 record after this one, though. Turismo jumping across over around mid. A decoy grenade flying off there. Oh man, did iNTACT completely rotate off the B site? Indeed they did. Niche takes the head clean off of Optimus, and now iNTACT going to have to go around and go for the full retake, excuse me. Not something they're unfamiliar with. On their pistol round, Swan gonna find Niche. They're looking for more here. Swan checking dark corner. Nox helps him out with one on CMX, but now Churm's lighting it up. He gets Swan and Turismo. 2 for him. Nox the last one standing in a 3v1. Time taken away, and no defuse kit. Actually, he does have a defuse, excuse me, but he does go down to Churms anyway. Churms with the 3K, and Legacy of JeNume winning the all-important pistol round there. They pick up their 4th. A decoy grenade. I'm not sure if it was the decoy that pulled iNTACT off the B site or not. But hey, it worked. You don't often see that decoy come out. And when it does, it's nice to see be a little bit effective and used properly. Legacy of JeNume now going to be buying up kind of aggressively, I would say, to the Lils. An AK, a MAC-10, and a UMP-45. That's a good wall bang by Churms there, finding Turismo with a couple of shots. 60 HP for him. Oh, and he killed frags Nox! Wow! iNTACT not playing it very smartly over in those apartments. Hiding behind a common wallbang spot and losing a member as a result. And the thing is, Legacy of JeNume buying up 3 rifles here. You have to be careful because iNTACT is extremely effective with these CZs. They play the close angles really well. I think Legacy of JeNume is giving them a lot of respect here. CMX firing behind car, making sure no one's behind that plank of wood. Turismo. Engaging with Nisha. As I mentioned, playing those close angles really well. He finds that and going to get an AK for his efforts. Or not an AK, excuse me. A UMP-45 from I'm not mistaken. But maybe he's just going to stick with the CZ. He hasn't gone to pick it up yet. Maybe just afraid that someone's around that corner. Here you see Swan behind the sandbags. Could get Lowrider. Lowrider giving away his position. Gets the frag and then gets fragged in turn. So there's the Galil dropped for iNTACT. 3v3 now. A rifle and 2 CZs remain for iNTACT as A-side going to get taken here by Legacy JeNume, but Turismo surviving long enough to do 71 damage to Quick. He takes a ton in return, especially from that nade, down to 19 HP. Turismo. A constant threat here for Legacy JeNume. Going to jump out with that flashbang, gets fragged immediately by Quick. Swan recovers to get the Galil frag on CMX, but now he's the last one standing. 1v2, no defuse kit this time around, and he's probably just going to back off, go for some exit frags, and save the Galil. Pretty aggressive peek there by him over on Churms. Now going to back off and bring this Galil into round number 3 of the second half. Legacy of JeNume securing a fifth round victory wasn't easy, but they got it done. I'm not sure in the chat I'm seeing, did Quick buy his way into Advanced? I don't know why that question was asked. Quick has 8 main seasons under his belt. Quite a bit of experience on his end, so surely did not buy his way. Maybe just a joke. Bit of a troll, more than likely. Lowrider gonna get the opening frag here on Nox. Should be an easy peasy round here for Legacy of JeNume, and indeed it is. iNTACT on pretty much a full save. Optimus, the last one standing with the P250. Quick is so old. Well, yeah, he is 29 years old, but I'm 33, so you're kind of calling. If he's old, then I'm really old, like I'm ancient. Optimus waiting behind our side here. I don't think age is... I mean, yeah, your reflexes might get a little slower, but if you train them well enough, I think in video games you can play well into your 40s. Of course, esports not old enough for us to see that type of... see like a really high caliber player get that deep into his career. We'll see 10 years from now. In any case, the bomb gonna explode. Your Legacy of JeNume gets the final frag. Optimus, the last one standing, but no longer. Legacy of JeNume have cut the lead to 12-6. Only 6 rounds separate iNTACT and themselves, but now iNTACT on the full buy, and we'll see how they compete against each other. If Legacy of JeNume can continue to pick up their game, they've won 5 out of the last 6 rounds. So momentum in their favor for the time being. 4 M4s and an op bot up here for iNTACT. 3 AKs and 2 Galils for JeNume. Quick. A quick flashbang over towards mid. Churms camping out at that balcony. Niche making a play here, perhaps just to try and distract iNTACT and make them look towards the balcony. It does not work. Turismo boosted up there, gets one, gets straight out immediately. But Churms took a lot of damage in that engagement. He's down to 25 HP. 4v4. Firepower advantage definitely in favor of iNTACT. Swan waiting at Arch side. He's for sure going to get 1 frag at least here, unless they manage to block him off with some good usage of utility, and indeed they do that. Good flashbang thrown, but he recovers. Waiting around the corner, a smoke pops off. He still fires. Good timing by Swan as that smoke comes out. He gets the frag. Shakezilla finding Lowrider as well, and we're in a 4v2. That's just experience right there from Swan. Knowing the timing to expect after the smoke grenade came out. Churms, 25 HP, gonna come around over from Banana to try and support CMX. CMX goes down, and Swan finds the second of the round over on Churms. That's gonna be that. iNTACT do indeed win the first buy round of the second half, 13-6 in their favor. Droid in the house. What's up, Droid? iNTACT may win, but Lowrider played a pro team at LAN 3 years ago. Well, that's something. JeNume still able to buy up 5 AKs in this round. Ooh, wow, good damage done. I was about to say, that was a headshot, but it was through a wall. Thought it would be more than that, but Swan only down to 71 HP. No head armor on his side either. I'm still lucky there. Churm's boosting up into balcony. Still a 5v5 here with 110 on the clock. Round number 20. Churm's throwing a smoke there for Arch side. There's a bit of fire coming through here from Banana. Legacy of JeNume does not have the bomb on their back, so just looking for that first frag. And then they'll have someone rotate around and pick up the bomb, depending on the bomb site they decide to go to. Made that entry. Turismo, great molly thrown. After seeing that smoke fly in his face, he might try to peek this corner. It could be a mistake. Good flashbang thrown. Oh, that's some awesome support. Just seeing Turismo wait, cross over, waiting for Nox to throw the flashbang. He does. Churm has to back off, and then ends up dying to Turismo. 5v4, here they come. Lexium trying to go an entry into this B side. Optimus going to get the molly frag over on Niche after Niche got Optimus. So from the grave again there. Intact with some awesome mollies thrown. Lowrider gets pegged through the smoke and then through the box. Swan! What? Through the box at a common plant spot, and then he gets the headshot with the USPS. Swan just turning up his game a notch. Getting those last 2 frags of the round and the defusal as well. 14-6 in favor of Intact. Swan connecting with a couple of shots through that smoke and then through the box. Intact needs only 2 more rounds to secure this one. And you know that Swan practices those wall bangs on a daily basis. Turismo. Waiting at the A site here with Nox close by. 2-1-2 setup here, and Lexium is going for the quick play, and they're getting torn apart by Shakezilla. They're on an eco round. Pistol armor buy-up more so. And Shake just tore them a new one. There's a 4th rim going for the eco round. Ace is Shakezilla. He's not going to get it. Swan robs him of it, but it doesn't matter. What does matter is 15 rounds for Intact versus 6 on the side of Legacy of JeNume. Legacy of JeNume just trying to save up to get these AKs. And they're going to have to win out to push this one to OT. 9 consecutive rounds will be needed. That's a very tall order against Intact. Here comes Intact. A little bit of aggression towards mid. They're heading towards alt mid now, and they're going to get engaged by Churms. Oh man, I'm not sure why Intact was choosing to do that. In any case, Jake does find one. Swan getting a couple. Lowrider and Churms his victims. And now Optimus rotating around from Arch side, a 2v2 after what was a very odd round. Odd start to this round. Swan, oh man, this is really bad news for CMX. And Quick both kind of trapped around mid. Swan flicks around, finds his third, looks inside a boiler and does not hit his shot. Quick wins the day, but down to only 18 HP. Optimus heading in towards boiler, and he gets it. That's going to be that 16-6, the final score in favor.